Let's see if I can't find something to put this up on. Just enough snow here that I am getting my boots soaking wet. My socks soaking wet, I should say. All right. Let's get started. How's everybody doing? Whoops, this thing's going nuts on me. Let's shut that off. There we go. Oh, just kind of messing around on the homestead today. Got this old lean-to that we used to have for cows, horses in the past, which we don't have any right now. I kind of don't have any plans on getting any either. It's not, I don't know. I have grand plans of starting a homestead. Well, I mean, I've got a homestead started, I guess, but I've got plans of building the homestead, but not many of them have anything to do with animals. I've done animals in the past. We've done chickens, cows, horses. Years and years ago, we did some pigs. My parents have messed around with rabbits some. I'm just not into the animal thing. I don't like being tied down in one spot. The business that I'm in allows us to go to Florida in the winters for a little bit. So having animals makes it harder. So my homestead that I'm planning on building or building up is more of kind of just self-sufficient in a more modern way, I guess, without animals. We've got a dog, and that's about all I feel like we need right now. But we are set up for it if we ever need it. And I am in the back of my mind kind of keeping a head that maybe at some point it might need to happen. So fencing, electric fence posts, stuff like that. I've taken all down from previous animals and kind of packed it away. So it's available to me if for some reason we do need it. Things really kind of go in a bad direction. This is the lean-to, but yeah, we do have a pretty nice barn over here too. My dad built this barn 30 years ago now, probably. And then he built this section 30 years ago. This older section here, my grandfather actually built, I don't even know how long ago, quite some time ago, before I was even born. So this section is real old, along with this old lean-to out back here, which has some kind of cool snowmobiles and stuff like that in it. Got a cool tractor out there. Maybe we'll go show you guys that in a little bit too. But yeah, so the barn right now is actually, I've had family members that have moved, and I've had friends that have moved, and they didn't want to pay a bunch of money to go one of the self-storage places. So we had a couple of spots open in the barn, and they're using that right now. So the barn's kind of full of stuff at the moment. They're supposed to be cleaning that out this summer. fingers crossed, which will allow me to do things in there. The upstairs part in this old barn, the newer section of the barn, is actually, there's nothing up there. I've had thoughts about things I could do up there. Honestly, I've kind of thought like it'd make kind of a cool gym up there at some point, but I'd have to insulate and board it all in. That's maybe way down the road. But today, I was just coming on here for a little bit because I'm messing around with this little shed here. I wish I could zoom out further for you guys. Probably could if I flip the screen, but then I can't see the chat. This lean-to, I'm kind of thinking of possibly turning into a greenhouse. South is facing right this way, so it's open. The open end is already facing pretty much south. I do have a few of these big trees here that if I did decide that I wanted to turn this into a greenhouse, I'd probably have to cut I think just this one tree would probably do it. But I think a greenhouse is really, that'd be pretty nice to have. Be able to start plants early, stuff like that. And this is a little ways away from the house, so it would be kind of a pain trudging through the snow in the springtime, but that's all right. It's still possible. So yeah, I figured I'd come out here, check it out a little bit, see what you guys thought. Greenhouse? Maybe. It does need a little bit of work. Can't quite tell in the picture here, but this big beam that's going across here, there actually used to be a center post, and I can't remember what happened to it. We were putting hay bales in here or something, and it got knocked out. So it's kind of drooping on us a little bit when we get snow. So I'd have to fix that, possibly. The roof, it is leaking a little bit, but I have noticed there's a lot of moss and stuff up there. So I think just going up with a pressure washer and cleaning that all off so it doesn't back up behind the shingles, that might fix that. As far as insulating, I don't even know if I would insulate it. I'd probably block off the main airways and then some of the boards and stuff on the inside here. Let's see if I can unplug and I'll show you what I mean. The boards have been set up good, but you can kind of tell, you can see right through here, there was never batting put on, which is like 3-inch slits that go down, over the boards that are existing there. So I'd probably have to take and put those all the way across. I'd have to block off the eaves in the back. You can kind of see daylight out through those. Those would also have to be blocked off just to keep airflow from flowing through here. So that's kind of an idea that I've had about the place. Okay, I was going to say, I don't even know if the chat's working here, but somebody just said hi, so hello. Another thing I keep forgetting to ask when I get on a live is if my mic's actually working. It's green, and there's people on here, so I'm assuming that my mic's working. But yeah, so anyway, that stuff would have to be done. That's not a whole lot, but a lot of what I need to do on here requires a lot of money, which I do not have right now. But I'm kind of just piecing things together. So I have actually taken and started collecting some old windows. We kind of want to do like an artsy front of the place. So we found these old windows that we figured those would be kind of cool for the front, put across the front. I think there's 5 of those. And then this door, if I was to pick any door that I wanted for a greenhouse, this probably wouldn't be it. But my wife found it. She wants it. It's going to require a little bit of work because it's falling apart. but at some point, I may rebuild this old door. It's got some pretty cool old hardware on it. But yeah, I just got a drip. So the roof is definitely leaking. Yeah, so this door would go in the front also with those 5 windows. I'd probably even though it would block a little bit of light, but not too much. The lower half here, I'd probably take, I don't know, maybe like a 3-foot knee wall is what I'm thinking. Maybe 3-foot knee wall. Then those windows are probably 4.5, 5 feet tall. So that'd get us, quite a ways up here. And then if I could find a couple of long windows to the top, and then it'd kind of be like uh, a weird window that would have to go over the door also. But all stuff that I'm thinking would be kind of sweet. It's working. Cool. Thanks, guys. I'm new to streaming, so I never know if stuff's actually working. So thank you for letting me know that it's working. But I wanted to come out here, clean this stuff up, show you guys around a little bit. This will probably be a future video. I'm not doing any construction today anyway, but wanted to come out and just kind of get stuff tidied up, cleaned up. Like I said, show you guys around a little bit. I'll show you some of the fencing we got out back. Like I said, no plans for animals, but we've got it backed up out back in case we need some. That stuff works pretty good. This stuff is actually, it sounds funny. One of the guys who lives in town here, actually his family owns the company that builds wire for lobster traps, to build lobster traps. I think they're down in Mass, but they sell a lot of it up here in Maine. So that's actually what this stuff is lobster trap wire. I don't know how many feet I have here, but quite a bit. And the stuff is rugged, and it is coated in rubber, so it doesn't rust, and it lasts a long time. It's made for salt water. So I've probably got a couple 100 feet, maybe more than that, 300-400 feet. So that'll be good. I'm going to keep that. It's out back here, not bothering anyone. So I'm going to keep that. And like I said, I've got a bunch of posts and stuff just from years past that I've saved up. I'll keep all that stuff. It's not hurting anything in the barn, so we might as well keep it all. Oops, my charger's dropping in. What else have we got here we can show you guys? Snow. You guys want to see snow? I'm getting tired of snow. So down here, which you can't see right now, is our garden. So we've got a pretty decent sized garden. If you've seen any of my lives previously, or if you've seen any of my videos, I've got a video a live of me trying to get the old Belarus tractor going over there, which I really desperately need to get going because, number one, sap is running, and we've got sap to get down across. I was able to pull my snowmobile back out of the barn and go get a sled and get the sap collected for today. Whoops, we're reconnecting. Oops, hopefully I didn't just lose you guys. No, I think you're back. I think I got too close to my Wi-Fi and I tried connecting to the Wi-Fi. Anyway, I was able to go down, get the snowmobile up and running, and go down and collect what we had for today at least. But I do need to get that Belarus going, because as soon as snow is gone, I've got to head down to the garden and rototill and start getting the ground chopped up for our garden this year. We're not planning on a huge garden, but I do want to do, I think in the actual garden itself, I think we're going to end up doing probably, of course, we're in Maine. You got to do potatoes in Maine. Maine is a potato. That's what we do in Maine is potatoes. So we're going to do some potatoes. My wife really wants a pumpkin patch, so we're going to do a pumpkin patch. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of corn, and what else were we going to do down there? She wants to do pumpkins. I think we're going to do some zucchini, stuff like that. The vines that grow a long ways, that's all going to go down there. And then depending on where we get, if I decide to go with the greenhouse here, I think we're going to end up moving some of our raised beds. We have a bunch of raised beds over by the house. It's too far away to see probably, but we have some raised beds over there that we've kind of been doing tomatoes, lettuces. Lettuce is a word, but lettuce, um, peppers, a few cucumbers. They kind of vine out and grow everywhere too. Uh, I can't even think what I've done. We do like a bunch of smaller vegetables and stuff over there, and keep the bigger stuff to the big garden. But if we end up doing this greenhouse, I think I'm actually going to take and once this is done here out front, I want to take and actually put all of those. Oh, Riggs is here. I want to take and put all of the raised beds in front here, so everything is out here. Um, I've got some neat ideas for out here, and I don't know if I should give it away on here. You guys will have to subscribe if you want to see this stuff later. And this might be way down the road. This might just get up and going for now. But I have had plans for heating this in a kind of an unconventional way. So back behind this shed, it's hard to see, but just down over this bank, there's actually a spring that comes up out of the ground. And that spring, the water is, I've never, I guess, brought a thermometer down there, but it's anywhere between, I'd say it's probably 50 degrees, yes, around 50 degrees. And that water never freezes. I've had thoughts about trying to dig a line underground. Of course, up in Maine, you have to be, everything's got to go underground if you're going to be pumping water, because frost gets drove down like feet here, like 6 feet here. So everything would have to be drove down. Everything would have to be underground. But my thought is if I could get a couple of lines out to that spring, I've got a couple of spots out there where the water's pretty deep and it's a constant flow through it. So I got thinking, if I could take that 50-degree water and just take and pump it out through here with a little heater out there, I'd have to insulate it obviously, but at that point, I'm wondering if maybe all winter long I could keep that 50 degrees inside there. I don't know. It'd be kind of trial and error. It probably wouldn't be 50 degrees but it was just a thought that I had. I don't. What do you guys think? Think that would work? Just subscribe. Looking forward to seeing your plant. Cool. Thanks. That's cool. Gonna have. I'm not sure what my next video is gonna be. Well, I know the next video. We just went down and collected the sap, so that'll be coming out this week. But all this stuff, I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to be able to actually get to it. I'm kind of in the planning stages of things. So I got a kid running out here in socks. What you need? What you need? Oh, say hi. He's waving to you guys. The kid's crazy. Oh, shoot. We got to let Riggs back in. His paws open back up. We got to let Riggs back in. His paws open back up. The kids were out here with, what is this? It's giving me prompt questions on here. Cookies, soft or crunchy? That's nothing to do with anything I'm doing out here. You like crunchy cookies? Anyway, the kids were outside playing with my dog earlier today, and they're messing around out back. Being an old farm, there's random stuff out in the woods, and I think he either caught a piece of barbed wire or a piece of tin and sliced his paw open, and it's just opened back up. So we got to keep him inside for a few days.
I know where it is, where he did it.
I'm from Maine. Weather is harsh up there for sure. Yeah, it's been a weird few last years too. It seems like really cold and not as much snow for some reason. Where like when I was a kid, I remember like 3.5, 4 foot snowstorms. It doesn't happen anymore. But thanks for watching anyway. And they're saying hi, Link. So say hi.
Hello.
My you're watching me?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I came out to see how delayed it is.
We gotta plug the battery back in here.
I forgot that we don't have to.
Yeah. Oops, why not? Thanks for watching. All right, shut that off because you're gonna be echoes. There we go. All right. So, what do you guys think?
What are you doing to it?
I am checking it out. I was telling these guys, I've been thinking about doing a greenhouse out of it.
Yeah.
So I was showing them
But you're
what's
gonna
going
have to
on.
take off all the boards, right?
Well, some of them are gonna have to be replaced, but not all of them.
Because you have to have just a couple windows where the light can come in.
Yeah, well, mostly the front of it will be windows,
Yeah.
and then maybe a couple on the side here. But
Yeah, because the sun's normally over there.
no, the sun comes up in the
Yeah,
east,
the sun,
and it goes just like this to the west. I was telling them this big tree here. If you guys haven't been here long, I was actually planning on, if I do this as a greenhouse, this big tree here would probably have to go, which is actually rotten anyway. It's not in great shape. No, not the one with the spring. Don't mind the yeah, the 2 years of Christmas trees that I haven't gotten rid of yet. Like we were planned on a bonfire last year, but last year was super dry, to the point where like wells and stuff were actually drying up. So I never dared come out and actually light those things up because I didn't want to start a forest fire. This would probably be a good time of year to do it. Everything's wet. We've still got snow everywhere. I should probably get to that before we have 3 years of Christmas trees. But yeah, so this, let me see if I can orientate you so you can see what's going on here. There's the greenhouse, future greenhouse. And this big tree here, which is a pretty big tree, you can see it's kind of in rough shape. It's starting to rot from the inside. So that'd probably have to come down to take and get us to the spot where we could actually get enough sun in there. But yeah, so those are my future plans, my future dreams. Some of the other things that I've got going on around here. Well, I've got my battery pack on, so I can take you guys over here now. We'll check out some of the barn. Like I said, don't have much. I don't have many plans for the barns. Good idea for the greenhouse. Thank you. Whoa, jeez, still icy. Yeah, it wouldn't be a huge greenhouse, but I think it'd be kind of neat to. It's just kind of sitting there on its way out. We might as well get it up and running. But I'll show you guys one of my ideas for making it a little more affordable to redo some of the lumber and the 6x6 posts that I have to do on it. So again, this will probably be another video later in the future. It's hard timing all of these things, like which thing needs to be done first. So as much as I'd love to go out and get that greenhouse, start getting first. So this is an old wood miser sawmill that we've had for years. It's been about 10 years since it's actually been up and running. I say that. Last fall, I actually got it running. Some of the hydraulics and stuff like that need a couple of fittings and things like that. But I'm going to take and get this up and running, get it cleaned up, get it running in good condition. And then, again, what's first here? The chicken or the egg? We got to get the Belarus tractor going with our big wench, I can go down in the woods and cut down some hemlock or cut down some pine, and cut my boards out for my greenhouse. What do we got? Someone promoting the political sideshows. Thanks for being real. Yeah. Wow, non-confrontational channels. Huh. Well, I'm not going to be very confrontational, that's for sure. I just having fun out here. Trying to, honestly, I know I'm on here, but I've honestly been trying to get off. It's kind of funny. I'm going to get on here and ask you guys, hey, why don't you subscribe and come watch me? But at the same time, I myself have been trying to get off from social media and stuff like that more, and get outside more and do stuff. And that's part of why I'm on here right now, is instead of consuming, I'm going to try creating a little bit more. It's all the stuff coming into your head is not good for you. So I'm going to release some stuff in a non-confrontational way. Here. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. That stinks. And thank you. So have a nice. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down through here quick. You have some nice property. Thank you. I've been blessed to have this property. My grandmother has given us the opportunity to be here. My family has been here since the 60s, I believe. I own this section of land here. My dad owns around me a little bit, and then down across the road, he's got a few more acres down there, and it allows me to get off in the wilderness some. I've got more family members on the same road as me. I've got a couple aunts, an uncle, some cousins. So it's pretty cool being, around family and being able to, utilize their land and be able to, me and my dad and the boys went out scouting for deer last fall on my uncle's land. That's just up the road. It's cool being like this. Looking for land at this moment. Trying to finish the updates on the house I'm living in. Looking for land. Land is good. Are you in Minnesota? I am not in Minnesota. I am in Maine. Central Maine. Let's see. What are we saying there? Yeah, right. Let's see. Sorry. Whoops. I'm messing. I'm trying to read comments, but my fingers are cold. And when my fingers are cold, my phone won't let me scroll. So, hi from Canada. Hello. Western Maine. All right. Western Maine. Rangeley area. Don't tell me where you're actually from. I'm not going to say where I'm actually from either, but Western Maine is usually like Rangeley. So, yeah. I don't know. What else can I show you guys quick? I'm going to go check out the old tractor. Let's do that. Go on here. Alabama. I've never been to Alabama. No, I've never been to Alabama. I have not ventured far off from the East Coast. I think the farthest I have ever been is farthest west I've ever been is Michigan to the airport quickly, and then Mississippi. I had an aunt that lived down there for a while, and so I traveled down there. I was going to show you guys this tractor, but man, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it well because I've got a bunch of boards thrown in here. I'm kind of a pack rat, but let's bring you guys. I'll flip you guys around so you can see here a little bit. Got a couple old sleds. Check out this. Father's old John Deere with a scythe on the back. And that thing hasn't been run for years and years. I remember it running as a kid. He took it in a parade in town, um, but it's been sitting out here since. It's still in pretty decent shape. This roof is starting to be iffy. Luckily, I cut down most of the trees that were threatening it last year. But yeah, it's a cool old tractor. Now, I'm no expert on tractors, and I'm just going from what my dad has told me. If you look on the top of this thing, it's got. Let's see if I can get back here. If you look on top here, it's got 2 fuel tanks. And from what I've been told, this thing was built back in the Great Depression, and fuel was a hard thing to do. So this can actually run on gas or diesel, or maybe it was diesel or kerosene, because diesel and kerosene is the same. But it's kind of dual fuel. It can run either or, which is kind of neat. We may need that soon. Sorry, I'm not going to get political. I'm just joking around. Gas prices are kind of crazy now. Let's take a walk around this thing. That's why I want to get that sawmill up and running. The back is kind of woo. So we got some work to do on it if I want to turn it into a greenhouse. But one of my dreams, and it'd be kind of neat to be able to start like a YouTube series on turning this into a greenhouse. It'd be cool. Gotta get some. Let's see. All right. Oh, thanks, guys. Okay. Let's see. I've been using this as a little bit of a junk storage spot too. Whoa. So oh man, I'm tying myself up in knots. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. I'm from Wisconsin, where John Deere was started, as well as Allison Tree. That's cool. So this tractor probably wasn't far from you at one point in its life. That's pretty sweet. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about tractors other than the especially history of tractors. I just kind of know what my grandfather and dad have told me about them. I'm sorry about the glasses also. I keep going back and forth. I get headaches if the sun is out, so I keep glasses on. But right now it's kind of cloudy, so it's back and forth, and it's either too bright or not bright. But yeah, so I don't know a whole lot about tractors. I think probably the Belarus is probably the one that I know the most about, and that's just from years of working on it. I know it's an old Russian tractor, and the thing is built like a tank. We've beat the snot out of it. The only reason why it's not running right now is batteries. I got to 2 new batteries in it, which are not going to be cheap. Again, it's like, which thing do I want to do first? And it all takes money to do. So we're working on that. Get a couple batteries for that. Then I can do the sap and start hauling trees out of the woods for the sawmill. Get that done. Then we can work on this. I've also got decks I'd like to build. I'm going to build a loft in my house at some point. Plans on wood sheds and a whole bunch of different things around here. So internationals are really good too. My father-in-law just bought a 2010 like little international. I can't even remember how many horse it was. Um, but yeah, so we'll see how that thing goes. He bought that last year. It's actually setting down to our RV dealership right now. If you plan on planting on your ground, make sure you look into getting some bee. I'm assuming that's supposed to say bee boxes. Yeah, bee boxes, right? Yes, boxes. All right, hang on, hang on. Let's go see what we have in the barn. We'll see if we can't try not to disturb the family's stuff in here. Actually, you know what? Can I get in this? Whoa! All right, this door here. Oh, well, the kids have been here. My kids play in the barn and make a mess sometimes. Not saying that I don't make a mess either, but let's see if I can't find what I'm looking for. Well, you guys know where I store all my fence posts now. Like this bee box. Look at that. We actually have had bees in the past. 2 years ago, we had 2 hives. We got quite a bit of honey out of them. Unfortunately, the bees didn't stick around. They took off on us. Yeah, gonna clean it. Yeah, I got some work to do about cleaning. But yeah, so we had 2 hives. One took off in the spring and one took off during the winter at some point. So we have all of the hives. I've got enough to do. I could probably scrounge together 3 hives as long as they didn't get too big. But I do have enough for a couple hives. And like I said, we did do it in the past. We got a decent amount of honey out of them, but the only reason why we got that much honey is because the bees had taken off and we didn't have to leave any for the next winter. So that part of it kind of stunk. I actually think rodents, uh, like mice, got into the one that was left out in the wintertime. I think mice got into it. And I don't know if the bees just didn't like it and they took off. So that one got ruined. And then one spring, a hive took off on us. And I swear, I don't know, I swear that they're still around here somewhere, because we have taken and cleaned up this hive, and we had the kids, of course, the little popsicles that they have in the summertime. If we leave popsicles out, honeybees start showing up. And I've taken and you can actually watch the direction. Bees fly in a straight line. I've watched the direction on which they take off, and anyone around here that has bees that I know of lives south towards town, and all these bees are headed north. So I'm wondering if they're probably like in the back of my barn somewhere. I just don't know where they are. I was thinking of bees, never done it before. I had never done it before we got these hives here. Um, it's really cool. Like, I was kind of scared to open up the hives at first. Um, it's nerve wracking having bees flying all around you. But using the smoke, of course, we have a bee net, whatever you call it, bonnet or whatever you want to call it. So we we have that and the smoker and everything. And I mean, I've been stung a few times. I've had one get up in and sting me in the lip. But other than that, you wear a sweatshirt, wear some gloves. It's there's nothing really to be scared about it. But when you open the hive up and see all the bees like creating the honeycomb and stuff like that, it's pretty sweet. Like to be able to open them up and I mean, like how the heck does a bee do that? Like it's crazy. They're all the same shape, they're all the same size, and then to go around and collect nectar from plants, like it amazes me. Like one of God's creations that that's amazing. And when you open up the hive, it's cool. If you've ever thought about doing it, like it would be cool to do. Speaking of rodents getting in, I would say that was the one. You can see they chewed right through the frame. But I'm going to put it back in the right spot because if I don't, I'm going to come out here and complain to you guys that the last time I was out here, there, it's done. It's back where I know where it is. Definitely bears up here. Yeah, we've luckily haven't had too many run-ins with bears in my area too much. We had one run down in the lower field 5 or 6 years ago. I'm losing gloves. Going in my back pocket. Yeah, we had a bear run through. Just a quick run through. Had a few coyotes run through. Moose. We've had moose. Luckily, they've never messed with our gardens or anything. When we had the horses and the uh, horses and cows, of course, that's when they ran through. And they don't care about fences, not one little bit. And so they just right through everything, ripped down the fencing, got wrapped around it, and started hauling it down the road. All the T-posts and everything popping are popping out and headed down the road. So the moose have had more of a ruckus around here than the bears have, that's for sure. But they are around here, and so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so there's my bees, and those bees will go right next to the garden once we get that up. Um, I've got a friend that actually, let's see what they said. What are we saying here? They love tulips. Perfect. My wife likes tulips too, so we'll plant a bunch of those. I've also got, I'm giving you guys my 10-year plan here. All this stuff's not going to get done overnight, but the more I can get on here, the more I can start building these videos and stuff. I'm hoping that that might help and more of these projects can get done and maybe I have more time to do them too. But if you can look right over here, I can't point backwards. This tree right here is an apple tree. The last few years, it's been producing a ton of apples. And I think I've missed out. The best time to trim apple trees is in the like February. And of course, we're in mid-March now, and stuff has started. You know, the sap trees have started running, maple trees have started running. I'm kind of scared to cut that now, but I'm really hoping that I can trim that tree back and start growing some pretty good apples on it. I've been getting, I trimmed it back probably 4 or 5 years ago, and after doing that, I mean, I was getting apples that big before, and like 5,000 little tiny apples. Um, After I did that and trimmed the tree, I started getting, you know, decent, almost normal sized apples. Um, but I haven't been doing the right stuff to them, so bugs have been getting into them. Um, there's this big pine tree that sits beside it that kind of blocks the sun, so they don't ripen up good. But that's plans for down the road. I think I'm probably going to have to wait till next year to do that. But that will supplement the bees well also. And then I've also been thinking about getting a few more apple trees too. My dad had planted some over uh, the property next to mine. So there's, let's see here if I can show you. Eight, one, two, three, 6 to 8 apple trees over there that bud out good too. So the bees will be loving that stuff too. Um, I think you're supposed to prune fruit trees every other year. Well, it's been like 8 years. No, it hasn't been 8. It's probably been 4. Yeah, it's gone wild at this point. Um, I've got a buddy that's an arborist. I may have him come up next February and dice that thing up for me. I don't know how well it'll produce after that, but it'll probably take a couple years to get going. But I figured that'd be a good thing to do because the bees are going to be here, tree is there, so they won't be far away. Not that bees really care; they'll take off for miles. So yeah, all fun things that I'm planning on trying to do. Just take a lot of work and a lot of money to get there. But I have spent most of my time out here talking and not doing. That's all right. I thank you guys for watching. You do have a great piece of property. Thank you. It's I enjoy it out here. I enjoy being outside, being we're a little ways away from any we're a little ways away from a city, that's for sure. And if you can call any city in Maine a city, we're even further than Quebec is probably the closest city, and that's like 120 miles away. Oh, so yep, fun things I got planned for this summer. Here's another one. Whoops, you can make a big garden. Sell vegetables. Yeah, I have thought about selling vegetables too. Honestly, a lot of people, like you see people at, um, oh my word, why am I brain cramping here? Farmers market. There we go. You know, they'll grow vegetables and sell them at farmers markets and stuff like that. Um, there are a few farmers markets fairly close by that I could do that with. I don't have a lot of time in the summer to do that. But one thing I have thought about is if I get this greenhouse up and running and I'm able to actually heat it. Um, my parents own a hardware store in town, and they sell quite a few seedlings. You know, for people in this area, there's a lot of people that grow themselves, but they still buy seedlings. So if I could get this up and running and be able to heat it early enough in the spring to actually come out and do some planting, um, I might be able to get some seedlings started and sell the seedlings to my parents, and then they could, sell them, resell them at the hardware store. So that might bring in a little bit of extra too. Um, some other stuff that I've had thoughts about doing. I've got a lower field down here. It actually belongs to my dad. But I've thought about possibly starting a raspberry or strawberry patch down there. There's not really much in this area. So that'd be kind of cool to do too. Again, I'm just brainstorming my dreams to you guys. This isn't like, it's not like I'm going out and ordering the plants today to do that, but like all ideas that I've had that I thought would be pretty fun to do. So I'll come on here and dream with you guys. But anyway, what I was saying, I can help bring in money with products. Yes. Um, this summer, a couple things I want to be able to do. There's gold in them there streams. No, that there is gold. So we live right next to a stream. My dad's property across the road actually has the stream running right down through it. And 2 years ago, we had really bad flooding. It actually took the road out, and disrupted soil all the way down through this thing. I was going to do it last year, but I never got the chance to. But look at this thing. Again, taken care of very nicely. If it would get me a bunch of views, I could do a whole video on getting the farm homestead organized because, but look at this. I've played with this down there in years past, but it's a little gold dredge. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to take this down and do some dredging down there. Like I said, I brought it down and we played with it before. We found a couple of like specks of gold. And when I say specks of gold, I mean like you're looking at it like, yeah, that might be gold. It's probably more likely from somebody's chipped off earring. But so I'd like to bring that down, mainly because my mic's still on here. Yeah, mainly because with all of that soil disruption down through there, I'm thinking it could have pulled some gold up, and it moved the whole stream bed around. So the stream used to run one way, and now it's kind of running the other way. So it chewed up a whole bunch of dirt and soil. So if there was ever a time to go down and dredge, I should probably get down there and do it. And the piece of property that I have down there, it's cool because there's ledge and then all this soil and dirt, sand, is right up against that ledge now. So I'm kind of thinking if I could go down, I've got a big trash pump. If you don't know what a trash pump is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a big pump that actually hooks up to this. So I can actually go underwater and actually suck up the dirt. So it'd be kind of cool to bring you guys along and not find any gold probably, but it'd be fun trying anyway. There's lots you can do with farmland. Yep, there is. And it's fun dreaming about doing stuff and getting things up and going. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get the comments here. Again, my fingers aren't working. All right. Gold prices are high now too. They are. You wouldn't have to find much to I don't want to go down just to play with it anyway. And if I actually found anything for gold, that'd just be a bonus. So it'd be kind of fun. Get busy. I am busy. I work a full-time job too. So okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not working full time right now. I work as an RV technician at one of the local RV shops. So nobody camps in the wintertime in Maine. So we're just starting to get up and running now. I've been working kind of 3/4 days from like 9 to 2 just to get the shop up and running. But I think next week we're going to transition into full time. And that's my busy time in summer. I'll be down there working on campers a bunch. Yeah, maybe someday we'll just do this every day. That'd be kind of cool. Where's the old the old still? Yeah, that's out back. No, I'm just kidding. I love RVs. Well, cool. I am planning on doing a little bit of RV content on here too. RV content's hard. It's like I work on campers, so if you want to watch somebody tear a camper apart and then put it back together, um, I might be able to stream some and do that. Hit the subscribe button. I might go on just to do it. I've actually questioned whether or not people would watch it on here. And it's not really in my niche either. So yes. All right, cool. Maybe this week I've got a slide out roof. I've got to put new rubber on. Maybe I'll stream later on this week. So you'll have to subscribe. Come back later. when I'm doing that. Couple of yeses. All right. So even though this is homesteading, you guys would still like watching campers being torn apart? Sure. Hey, you never know. There's gold unless you look. That's the thing. I do know there's gold down there. I'm not saying that this is like Alaska and the next gold rush is going to start down here, but there have been gold dredging clubs, I guess you want to call it, that have dredged a quarter mile from where I am in the stream, and they have found gold. That was before this whole flood happened. Um, maybe good to learn new stuff. I just subscribed. Well, thank you for subscribing. Well, I like your channel and I subscribe. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for subscribing, guys. I would love to doing campers and things. Cool. All right. Well, we'll have to do some camper stuff on here too. There, my doors on the barn slamming. Um, yeah, so we'll take and do that maybe sometime this week. That'd be pretty neat. But I've got some work to do. I got to stop talking and get to my dreams and goals. Is it cold there? Nah, it's not too bad today, actually. Um, it's been, I think, 45 was the high for today, so it's actually pretty nice. I think it's supposed to drop back off into the 30s next week, but I think the real cold is finally gone. 2 weeks ago, one morning I woke up and it was 10 below, so it's nice not having it, that cold. Finding a place to homestead is hard. New York is not play. Yeah, man, I bet prices in New York would be nuts. Even around here, it amazes me some of the like small houses and things that uh the prices that people get for them, and there's no land. If you're gonna have a homestead, you got to have some land at least. You got to have a garden and things like that. Um, and the more plans you have, the more land you need. And man, I bet New York is nuts. I'm in Florida. I just got back from Florida in February, the end of February. We went down. Like I said, there's not much camping going on in Maine in the wintertime. My family owns my wife's family owns a house down there, and they let us come down and stay for a while. So we just uh, we just got back in February. Thanks for coming on. Excited to see what's next. Thank you. Well, I'll keep chugging along at it. We'll try to get some plans done. I was in Florida a few months ago. Florida's nice in the wintertime, especially if you're from Maine, to get away from the cold and the snow for a little while. We go down, and me and my family, like the springs, we love like just floating down the springs. It's cool. So I live in Indonesia. Tried to go to Switzerland, almost died of cold there. Well, I've never been to Switzerland either, but Maine is pretty cold. Just recorded everything. Just record everything when you do. All right, we'll work on that. I got to work on some storage on my phone because I fill my phone right up full of videos, um, and and I can't record anything else. So it's like I got to edit, record, edit, put the movie out. It's a process. I'm still trying to learn, still trying to get on. I actually like these lives quite a bit because I don't have to edit. Not trying to be lazy, but it's fun getting on and seeing other people's opinions on things too. Because I have been wondering about, um, the camper stuff. It's got really nothing to do with homesteading, but if I got on, would people watch? So it'd be kind of neat. And maybe sometime I can afford afford a camera that can actually record longer than like half an hour. It does get cold in Switzerland. I bet it does. A lot of work. Need. Cool. Let me see. Scroll back up on the comments because I can't see what we're doing. Let's see. Oh, I missed. Okay, my friend and I replaced the floor on a trailer we bought. Not an easy job. No. And I hope that it wasn't a styrofoam floor because that's even worse. Those are terrible. Just subscribe to your channel. Let's see the projects you do. Well, thank you. Thanks for the subscribe. Pensacola is my home. I've tried leaving many times, and I always end up coming back. Yeah, it's Florida's nice. Uh, I don't think I've ever been up Pensacola way. I've been Central Florida, Ocala area is kind of where we go down there. Let's see. The the Antarctic is really cold. Yeah, I bet it is. You definitely get more followers if you fired up this still. This is a sap evaporator. Does that count as a still? It's kind of like a still. Not really, but that's going to be fired up soon. Uh, I think next week, after we collect again, we're going to be firing up the uh, evaporator. My dad's got a pretty sweet little evaporator, so we're going to be doing that. No kidding. Styrofoam floors are hard to replace. Yeah, they're almost impossible to replace in some spots, and they're not fun. We just replaced one last summer. It took us a week. Yeah, I did a bathroom floor that was styrofoam floor, and man, it's just I don't know why some of the dealers use styrofoam. It just doesn't make any sense. Most of the trailers that I say most, all of the trailers that we actually sell on the lot, we make sure we go through. We have all decked floors. There's no foam, but we get some people in that you know didn't didn't know and bought them and from other dealers and things that we've done. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with comments here, guys. We just play. Okay, yeah, it's almost maple syrup season. It is maple syrup season here. Collecting sap. I've got some buckets running right now. I can see one from here. Liquid gold. Yes, kind of. There's a lot of people that do it around here. I actually thought I've got some friends that actually, I mean, they do it for not a living, but they make good money at doing it. And I've thought about calling them and seeing maybe doing a tour for my YouTube channel just for the fun of it. Like, uh, I mean, they produce like 55-gallon drums of syrup, so they've got quite the operation, and it's fun to go up. And I've gone up and hung out with them up there a little bit. It'd be fun to go up and have them show you guys at some point, maybe a future video. I should have a pen and paper and be writing down because as I'm talking with you guys and you guys are giving me more and more ideas, that's good. It's good. Let's see. Getting a camper. I can't read this here. Getting a camper or van. I plan on redoing it to live. Rent is so high these days. Yeah, there's no. I don't know where you live. There's people that live in campers around here, and man, I don't know how they do it. It's cold around here. Um, and campers just don't. I mean, the walls are only 2.5 inches thick as it is, and the insulation that they put in them, there's like barely any insulation. You're just in a aluminum box basically. So if you get a camper or get a van, if you're going to redo it yourself, like insulation, like double up on the wall thickness, double up on the ceiling thickness, insulation. If you're in a cold spot, if you're in Florida, well, you still probably need insulation because you need one AC. I think because it's cheaper to use. Definitely, the camper industry is. If they can make it cheaper, they're going to make it cheaper. So, I mean, trust me, some of the stuff I've seen, I don't even want to show you guys. That'd be awesome. I'm in Illinois. Give me ideas too. Hence, we need videos. Let's see. This is an old house built in the early 1900s. I'm not sure what you mean there, but all right. Well, cool. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Hit the subscribe button. I'll be on, like I said, I head to work on Monday. I've got a slide out roof that I got to do. If you guys like that stuff, maybe I'll go live there and see you guys on there for a little bit too. If not, you guys have heard some of my plans for around here. I'm going to be working on videos and stuff. And like I said, I like going live too, just as I'm doing stuff. It's fun. It's cool getting a chance to hang out and talk with you guys. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the comments and stuff. It was good to meet you guys too. And I gotta stop yakking. Oh, yes, exactly. I gotta get this place cleaned out a little bit, so I can actually maybe do some measuring and get some ideas in my head of what I'm actually going to need for cutting later on down the road. But anyway, again, I'm still talking. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys later.